Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. As you know, we get some amazing guests on our show. It's truly unbelievable, especially myself being the producer and not, usually knowing these individuals ahead of time. And then they come on the show and I think, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this person is actually somebody that I get to talk to before and after the show. And this person today is certainly no exception. Definitely one of our favorites. It is Terry Crosby. Terry is a Toledo legend. He's an All-American two-sport athlete. He played for the Kansas City Kings. Then he went on to a very successful basketball career in England and Europe. He also was drafted for the Dallas Cowboys in the 7th round as a free safety. He currently works as the community ambassador for the Taylor Automotive Group. He's on the board for St. John's Jesuit, and he has a book coming out next month. I'm not even going to give you the name of the book because you have to listen to this interview just to appreciate the name of his book. So without further ado, here is this week's episode of Talk Exchange. We have Terry Crosby in a wonderful interview with Tracy and Christy. Enjoy, and we will see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm the CEO of the National Exchange Club, Tracy Edwards.
And I'm Christy Lindahl, Director of Communications.
Great to be with you today. We're in a new space. Our people that watch the Talk Exchange podcast might be like, oh, they have a new space. They look at a little different angle. So we're over here at my alma mater, the University of Toledo, in this beautiful entrepreneur space at Niche Key Hall with our wonderful producer, Brad. So we're excited to be here today.
Yeah, we sure are. And the sun's out.
I was just going to say, we drove over in the sunshine. That was pretty awesome. It feels like spring, even though it's February.
Yeah, to our friends in the South, and they might not care so much, but we're happy.
Absolutely. Well, today we're excited to have Terry Crosby with us, and Terry is currently a community ambassador for the Taylor Automotive family, known for their generosity in Northwest Ohio and beyond. And I know the awesome work that you and Tom and the other ambassadors do in recognizing community organizations for the work they do, sometimes those that don't get recognized at all or enough, and you make them feel really good about the work they do, and also highlight the work they do, which is super important for people in the area to know what's available, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Terry, you were just telling us a little story before we started recording. You had an excellent opportunity this morning to give back to the community. Yes. How did that feel?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I really, really appreciate it. It's just such an honor to be here. We did some things with Tracy earlier over at Taylor. We had one of our community connection shows. So, it's a real pleasure just to be here and talk about the great work that Taylor Automotive family is doing. So this morning, we had the Toledo Blade was there, and they covered Mr. Taylor and Steve has recently donated $1 million towards the Cancer Research Center on Anthony Way Trail. So it was some of that. It was about some of that. But also our other ambassadors was there, and they had a Blade reporter there just covering some of the work that we do in the communities and the impact that we're actually having in people's lives. So it's been so exciting. And then I get to do this.
Yeah, that's a good day. Well, it's amazing the reach that you have now with, 6 ambassadors over there?
6, correct.
Yeah, that's a great number to be out there. And there's so many good things in Northwest Ohio that deserve to be recognized. So it's amazing to me that the Taylor family not only is able to donate resources, but also invests in people like you to go about the community and represent them well and showcase these other organizations. It's so awesome.
Well, I don't know if you guys really, the story behind that is that so many marketing dollars were spent over the years, but those actual real partnerships somehow weren't being developed. It's like Mr. Taylor and Steve would write a check, here you are, and then boom, that would be it until the following year. So, they had a brainwave, Steve and his dad, and they thought, you know what, we want to still give like we do, But we want it to be much more meaningful. We want
Yes.
something to benefit not only the people or the organizations that we're supporting financially, but also, we want to be able to partner with these people. So,
Yes.
hey, they came up with an ideal of, Tom Cole, the great Tom Cole. By the way,
Right.
Tom Cole is the GOAT, okay? Just
Oh,
just remember
definitely.
that.
Yes. We love that guy.
And he's going to kill me because why do you call me that? I said, because you are.
Absolutely.
So he started 6 years ago and did such a wonderful job in our communities. And then they wanted to go even further and expand the giving to some of our urban communities. So Stephen is dad, that's Tom. So who do you think would be a good fit with us? And obviously Terry Crosby name came up, and here we go. And since then, we've developed so much. We have Mary Helen Dara, we have Melinda Sanchez, we have Joan Yule Brown, we have Vicky Hamill. So there's not only Tom and myself now, there's six of us all together.
Well, wonderful. And I know we're going to get into your story and what you've done in your career and such, but right away, you highlighted a great item that will be of interest to Exchange Club members listening to this partnership, because for years, Exchange Clubs, that's what they typically do, Terry. They raise money in the community, then they write a check to an organization. Like the Taylor family and like you, they didn't feel like there was that connection, that partnership. And so rather than write a check, they now encourage that involvement to happen. What can we do to help each other? Right. That's really the best collaborative spirit that represents Exchange, and our motto, unity for service.
Yes.
We want to get people together instead of just that one-off, here's your check, see you next year, much like the Taylor family did. And look how fulfilling that is, how meaningful it is, and just the relationships that evolve as a result. It's cool.
And you're able to identify opportunities, obstacles that can't necessarily be fixed with a check all the time.
Yes.
Somewhere where that human connection is needed, some trust and that reciprocity is what you get out of a relationship.
Right. And it's just so very, very important. It really, really is. And it's, it's a difference maker. It is.
Absolutely.
We get along so well with our community partners, because we're a benefit to each other.
Yes.
We're both winning. And I always have a philosophy all my life, and that was, we are all in it to win it. Okay.
Oh, yes.
And so I really believe in that. I think that's very important for me to keep that mindset going, because we're stronger together.
Absolutely.
And so you started in Toledo, you're back here in Toledo, but you did an awful lot in between, and that we're in it to win it sounds like a sport analogy, and you have definitely your life has been sports. So take us from the time you were at the University of Tennessee and what you did from there.
Man, I've had such a blessed life, and I just really thank God each and every day that I wake up. Originally being from Toledo, Ohio, went to grade school here, went to DeVilles High School, was recruited by, over 100 D1 colleges for both football and basketball. Decided, unfortunately, at this stage of my life, I'm going to say unfortunately, decided to play basketball instead of football. I believe if I would have played football and chose to play football, I'd probably be much richer right now. But
maybe a little more banged up and sore, though. So.
Right.
It's funny you say that. It really is, because people bring me back sometime and they say, well, Terry, guess what? You're a mature older guy now. You're still getting around pretty well.
Yes.
Your health is still pretty good. You just never know. I have some high school football teammates of mine that actually played for years, Jerry Blatton in the NFL. We were on the same championships teams. And he's had like 2 rotator cuff operations. He's had 2 hip replacements.
Yeah.
Oh my! Have you had any of that done?
I have not.
Thank God.
Guess what? I have not, guys. I have not, and I knock on wood.
Yes.
I haven't had one single surgery in my life.
Awesome.
Good job.
Good. Wow, that's amazing.
And I'm 67 years old.
Good for you.
Keep rocking it, buddy.
Yeah.
And knock on some wood, too.
Yes.
So yeah, I've had an amazing career. Spent 13 years in 4 different countries overseas playing. Got drafted in back in 1982 by the Kansas City Kings. Played a little while in the league, and I have two beautiful children over there. Leon is 32, my daughter's 24,
Nice.
and you guys are not going to believe this, and I might as well tell my secrets because
Sure.
it's all in my book coming out anyway. So, but on March the 4th, my firstborn child, Latricia, she'll be 50 years old.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
I have a daughter that's older than you. Figure that one out.
Well, happy early birthday,
Yes,
Latricia.
yes.
Yeah. So it's been so wonderful. And then let me just express how God works, okay?
Okay.
Because my life has really gone full circle. It started here, and then it went this looping circle, and now it's so weird, and now it's right back where it started.
Right.
And that's exactly how I want my life to be.
Oh, nice.
So now I'm back here, giving back to those same communities that I grew up in.
Yes.
I love that.
Giving back to some of those same playgrounds that I played on.
Yes.
Recognizing some of the homes and the families
Yeah.
that I visit from time to time, So he is so good,
Yeah.
In my book, I say you just have to be patient, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to trust.
Good advice for
Those-
anybody. And I'm
those
just
three
thinking,
things.
wouldn't it be an amazing world if everybody did what Terry did?
Yes.
To
Yes.
come back home and want to make an impact in their community, to see it succeed and
Yes.
improve.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do
Thank you
see-
for that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Thank
no,
you.
I'm curious. Do you see that the need is different in your old neighborhood than it was previously?
Psychologically, that was a hard pill for me to swallow because when I left here in 1982, things were declining then, but not to the extent that they are now.
Sure.
In some of our urban communities. So it's heartbreaking to even revisit some of our neighborhoods and just to see, how things have really not gotten any better.
Sure.
They've gone worse. And so I just wish that we could do better when it comes to that. But the world is different.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But one thing I want to say about the world being different, people want to put blame on our children, right? Our children haven't changed. It's the parents who have
Yes.
changed.
Yes.
Trust me. Now, I know you're going to say, well, our kids have changed. Yeah, because our parents have changed, And I'm a firm believer that, you're a product of your own environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it makes me think the communities need help, and there are communities like this all over the country, and we have exchange clubs all over the country. What can groups of people do to help that situation? Where do we start making it a better place to live?
I just think collectively we all have to come together. We're going to have a difference of opinions, but, as long as we're working towards the same common goals,
Yes.
And Toledo is a beautiful, beautiful place to live. But I think, collectively we could do a lot better. There's a lot of pockets of groups over here doing this, and then there's a group over there doing this and that. And I think, that's fine, but where's the unity?
Yes.
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 That's where the big impact comes
Yes. It's when everybody says, hey, over there, stop bouncing your ball. Hey, you over there, stop bouncing your ball. Hey, you right here, stop bouncing your ball. We're going to bring all the balls together. We're not going to bounce them, okay? But we're going to come together with each and every ball.
Yes.
We're going to be a unity. We're going to be a family. So
Yep.
that's what I see the challenges here in Toledo, Ohio. We need to collectively love each other. We need to collectively support each other and take it from there as a unit rather than this group over here trying to achieve this, that group over there trying, and it's all good, but for me, that's not the way forward. It's really not.
Makes sense. Like to your point, there are a lot of good organizations, and we say that all the time, and a lot of duplicate services. And if we could all get on the same page and figure out a way to work together, it would be a beautiful thing. And we're aware of that being in the service club industry, you know, in Exchange.
Yes.
We work with our friends in Rotary and Kiwanis and
Right.
Optimist all over the country.
Yes.
But we always say we don't care what pin you're wearing. If you're doing something good in your
Right.
community, we need more of that. But the key, it really is to work together.
Right, exactly. And so, you know, I'm a real I'm a real advocate for that. I really I think once we can establish that cohesiveness where we're all working together for the same common goal, I think you'll see a much bigger impact.
Sure.
And I think every community wrestles with that.
Oh, yeah. And not to mention the attention that one big collective group can bring to a problem. You know, instead of a small group nitpicking away at it, or not nitpicking, but, you know, just picking away at it, you get a big group together and bam, you've got community attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And I know you know all about that.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I just love my life. I love people. You know, I'm so appreciative of the life that God has given me and afforded me. I've been truly blessed. And you know, I'm just one of His servants. You know, people often say to me, well, "How do you do your philanthropy work? Well, how do you do this? How do you?" And I have to stop people because it's not me. It's much bigger than me. Okay, I'm being guided and protected and energized through our Lord above. Okay, so I'm just following His orders.
Well, I'm sure He's very proud of you because you're fulfilling.
Well, I'm
all of
remaining
that.
obedient.
Yes,
so.
you are. You are. You're a good example, and it's really cool to see your impact and just the way you want to give back to your hometown. I think is such a beautiful thing. When you've lived all over the world and you could have stayed anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And I sure like to always appreciate my beautiful Taylor team and
Definitely.
Steve and Mr. Taylor. You know, because you know I'm a realist and you know I try to remain as humble as I possibly can. You know, I'm a confident guy, but here's the real deal. They actually afforded me the opportunity to create, to have a platform
Right.
where I can give back. Okay?
That's pretty awesome.
So without the platform, I mean, what are you doing? You know? So it's never about me. It's always something much bigger than I am as an individual. So yeah, I'm really appreciative of the fact that I've been given the opportunity to come back home after, you know, traveling the world and to be able to give back to the communities here in Toledo.
Well, since you did come back and since you're in the business of recognizing people that do great works in the community, and we have exchange clubs all over the country, what's your suggestion to those types of groups who want to get noticed, who want to get attention? What do you look for when you want to recognize a group or interview somebody for your show?
I try to advise everybody. I mean, I sit on several boards. I actually sit on St. John Jesuit school board. And, you know, for the most part, I just try to bring my international experience and what I've actually done throughout the world that I've seen and I witnessed works for other people. Okay, I have that level of experience, which is a little different. You know, you don't often run into people with that those vast years of experience.
Right.
True.
And so what I try to say is involve yourself, network.
Yes.
You know, you got to build that foundation. You know, you have to talk to people. You have to let people know what you're doing. You know, you have to brand yourself. You have to market yourself. You have to put that effort in to be at those community events so you can network. You know, not enough people want to put effort into, I feel, into networking. And really, successful business, that's one of the foundations.
Right. In fact, it's the foundation of our business. Exchange started as the first networking group. That's how we got together. And then when people were successful, they wanted to do good in their community. But we see that so often, Terry, where people are doing good things and they say, well, we don't want to toot our own horn. They look at it that way when really to us, it's about, does the community recognize the value in what you're doing, right?
Right, because if you don't tell them, how do they know?
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, you're not bragging. You're just letting the world know, hey, we're here, and this is what we do.
And we'll help you.
And we'll help you.
Yes, yes.
You know, we're here to be of service to you. So that's one of the main key words that I would use is really it's about networking. You know, you got to get out there and make them contacts, build those relationships, you know, and become, you know, trusting of others. It's like in the work that we do, we help so many people on a daily basis. But we have to be very careful in who we select to help. So we just don't randomly help any and everybody.
Right.
You know, these companies are actually vetted, believe it or not. You know, before we even, you know, we have to know whether they're legit. We have to know where's your business address and all of that.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Yeah, so I think it's very important for people to know that I don't think it's enough networking being done. And you know, exposing your services and your products or whatever, and meeting people.
Yes.
You know, you guys may be here to help each other.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. You know, we talk about that a lot, especially at our leadership trainings. You know, we talk about the opportunity because that's what it is. It's an opportunity, not an obligation,
Right.
you know, to get new people and to expand your network. But what we really try to emphasize too is, like you said, we're all so different in our opinions and our views, but doesn't it feel great to be surrounded by people who are trying to achieve a common goal?
Right.
Yeah.
It picks you up. It can make anything that's gone bad in your day, nearly anything.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that.
So, you
And
know,
that's what it is.
yeah, like Tracy says, we're not like-minded,
Right.
but we have a common goal.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. And the interaction of different opinions.
Yeah.
different
Yes, that's
voices.
healthy. Absolutely.
You know, I love that.
This country
Yeah.
needs more of that.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Yeah. And I often find myself, sometimes I get in trouble because I always have an opinion. Or what I think is right. I might not be right, but I think it's right. So I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I do like what you're putting out there, though. What you're not saying is that I can hear in your words, you have a responsibility to give back, but also an opportunity. You feel blessed by that opportunity.
Yes.
I think that's where someone has to get. They have to get to the
Definitely.
point where they feel grateful to be able to give back.
I am so grateful. And without Mr. Taylor and the Taylor Automotive family and Steve, my boss, you know, I wouldn't be doing this.
Yes.
And so we come to, we come to agreement, Steve and myself, because I always say, boss, without you and your dad giving me this opportunity, it wouldn't work. And he says to me, yeah, but once we gave you the opportunity, look what you did with
Yes.
it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I said, he said, so we both win.
That is so true.
You know
It's a
what?
great partnership.
Thousands of people win because you guys made that decision.
Yes, true.
Right.
And honestly, he has the best people in all of you. You know, you represent so well and really, truly love the community and want to make a difference.
And you know the amazing thing is, and I mean this from the most sincere part of my heart, we all get along great.
Oh, yeah, I know you
Seriously.
do. That's awesome.
And we all support each other. I mean, we really do as a team.
Yes.
And I guess with me being an athlete all my life, I just really gravitate towards that.
Sure.
because
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to.
Yes.
You know, that's what I've experienced all my life. So to step into a job that gives me that same sense of security and trust in others, it's
Yes.
amazing.
That team spirit, alive and well
It's
over
like,
at Taylor.
boom,
Yes.
You know, man, I wake up in the morning, I don't have a job. I don't even feel like I worked a day of my life. I really don't, because I enjoy what I do. You know what I mean?
We
It's
should all be
evident.
so
Yes,
blessed.
yes. So tell us about the book. All of this
Man.
leads to you having a lot of material to put on paper, right?
Yeah, you know, my thing with my book coming out next month, hopefully. First of all, it was supposed to come out in December. It didn't happen because we're still working on some things. Then it moved to January, and then we discovered we still needed to work on some things. And then now we're in February, which would have been perfect alignment because, you know, I'm a man of color. It's Black History
Yes,
Month.
yes.
So, boom, let's get it out in February. Well, today's the 14th. We're still working on some things.
It takes time, doesn't it? Tell us the title of the book. Do you want to reveal that?
Do you really want to? Yeah,
Oh,
I love the title of the book. So, hey, just, you know, hold your breath. But the title of my book is Do You Have the Balls? question mark. Okay.
Okay.
and really it depicts my life as a All-American two-sport athlete in football and also basketball. But the book really is about my life chronicle all the way from Pee Wee competition to grade school to DeVos High School to being recruited by over 100 D1 college coaches to making that decision at that time when my mom and dad were getting a divorce.
Yeah.
My senior year. Can you imagine that?
No.
The worst time ever.
Yeah.
To have to face that. But hey, life goes on.
It does.
But I wish, that didn't happen at that
Sure.
time. And then choosing the University of Tennessee, which wasn't a good choice for me, over many other universities that were trying to recruit me. And then the NBA draft. And then, I didn't even play a down of college football at Tennessee, and I got drafted in the 7th round by the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
My senior year at Tennessee. And that was based on them seeing me last play in high school.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So the story is real quick here. So I'm getting taped my senior year at University of Tennessee, Knoxville. I'm getting taped by the trainer. Coach Don DeVoe comes in and he goes, Crosby, you got some scouts here that want to speak to you. I said, scouts from who? It's not NBA draft yet. He said, no, there are 3 gentlemen from the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
That want to speak to you. So I'm not, back then it's like nothing fazed me. I'm like, I'm really all that anyway. So.
And a bag of chips.
Yes.
So, I'm excited now, but I'm like playing it off back then. I was like, okay, whatever. So I go and meet these gentlemen, and they got on all black suits, white shirts. They look like 3 CIA guys. Right? They got on dark black glasses, and I'm like, who's these dudes? And they said, Mr. Terry Crosby, we want to time you in some agility drills. So we want to time you in the 40. We want to time you on some agility drills. So I ran like a 4.8 40. Didn't even stretch. It was like, wow. I jumped probably the highest that they had seen. I did all these running through these cones and all that. Wow. Next thing I know, the draft come up. I don't know when it was, June, July, whatever. 7th round, Terry Crosby, free safety, Dallas Cowboys. I was like, what? So really, that was my ticket. Maybe to choose to play football because they wanted me that bad.
Yeah.
I hadn't even played a down of college football at Tennessee, but yet the Cowboys drafted me.
Wow.
So,
that was a hard decision for you to make about your future.
It wasn't that hard because, let me tell you why. Because every time I thought about playing football, I thought about how big the guys are.
Yes.
How mean them guys are, how fast them guys are.
Even the little guys on the team are big.
And I wasn't trying to get all broke up. I said,
and look at you now.
I'm
That's
going to be
right.
pretty on the basketball court and
That's
just dribble between the legs a couple of times.
But here you are, no surgeries later.
No surgeries, knock on wood.
You made the right decision. Well, it's been such a joy getting to know you and hearing your story. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys
for joining us.
I really, really appreciate being here. So that's the book. Look out for it. It's raw.
We will.
It's authentic. It's real. And I talk about different aspects. I have a section in there where I talk about relationships.
Okay. Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's just at least half as entertaining as you are.
We'll definitely
really
share that with our network for sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
And
that'll be nice.
And thanks to you for the work that you do. And of course, thanks to the Taylor Automotive family for being so generous, so insightful, and so collaborative. And the work they do in Toledo and beyond is just amazing. So we thank
really
you and thank them.
that.
Absolutely. It's been delightful to talk with you today, Terry.
Thank you guys for
Thank you so much.
We have to do this again.
We'll do it again.
We're going to have to pick this up over happy hour, I think.
It's going to get even more hilarious.
Yes. Well, thanks to everybody for tuning in to this episode of Talk Exchange. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you.